Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Staying Insane. This week we talk about things we're looking forward to. It be movies, that it be games, that it be sports and or events. We find out what we look forward to and what we want to happen. I don't know if this is an accent usually Eddie does, but I'm doing it this week to get you into this episode. Let's go. See you there. Woo!
Hello, gentlemen.
Hi.
How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good. How you doing, man?
Oh, it's a Monday.
Yeah, that's
it's
for sure.
It's a Monday. Adam?
Yeah, it's Monday. No, I'm good. I'm fine. You know, life goes on.
Yeah, you
How
gotta
about
keep
you?
on keeping on. That's about it.
Yes.
I don't know. I woke up this morning. I wasn't feeling real well for some reason.
No?
No, I was at the pump station and I was standing there. I'm like, I'm gonna vomit.
That's
And
not
then I
good.
burped and I was like, maybe I'm not gonna vomit. And I was like, all right. That's how
Continue
my
on
morning
with your day.
started. Yep.
That's
So,
funny.
boys, tonight's episode. Tonight's episode, we're gonna be looking ahead. I want to know what you guys are excited upcoming for the rest of this year. I want to start off with movies. Are there any movies you guys have seen that look good that you would like to see? If you guys need to take a second to research, go ahead. I do have some. Like always, I do my research ahead of time.
I have my own research because I had planned an episode out and looked up a bunch of this stuff. So, for me, so there's a bunch of stuff, and I have a bunch of movies written down that are upcoming.
Okay.
There is a live-action Mulan movie that's supposed to be upcoming at some point. It didn't have a date on it, but it was in the works, I guess, for this year, but I don't know.
Yes.
The new Wonder Woman movie, Quiet Place 2, Halloween Kills, which is the sequel to the 2018 Halloween remake
Okay.
sequel kind of thing. And then there's a bunch of Marvel movies that I'm super excited for. In particular, that released this year, I think there's only one, and it's Black Widow comes out this year, which I think is going to be really cool to see what they do
Absolutely.
with Scarlett Johansson's character, because, you know, spoiler to anyone who hasn't seen it, but it's like on Disney Plus and stuff now. Go watch it. And in the end of Endgame, she does die, like halfway through that movie, actually, I think. So I'm really curious about what they're going to do with the character, whether they're going to give her... I know it's like her background story kind of a thing, is what the movie's supposed to be, but it's going to be really interesting how they tie all the stuff that we find out from the previous, like, 15 or 20 movies from Marvel that, you know, she is a part of in some manner or another. I think it's going to be really cool to see her story kind of finally tie itself together. And then because obviously right now things are kind of all on standstill, I think I'm going to kind of branch your question out a little bit further and go into 2021, because Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness comes out next year, and I can't wait.
That sounds like that's gonna be a banger. I love the first Doctor Strange movie. So.
I did too. Benedict Cumberbatch is one of my favorite, like, current actors, and he's really, really good. He's in Sherlock and a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of British shows, and he's just such a good actor. He's in what is it? There's a movie, and I can't remember the name of it to save my life, but I watched it, and it's about how they cracked the Nazi code in World War II, and he helped, his character helped make the first computers, like manual computers, and that's how they cracked the, I think it was the Enigma code, It was
Okay.
what the Nazis used to encode all of their messages that they would send out during the war. And that's a really, really good movie by with Benedict Cumberbatch as a lead character. And that's really all I have because I did write some of this down. Everything else, it's like 2 or 3 years out, so nothing to really get too excited for yet. But that's the movie. That's the one I'm looking forward to most is probably Doctor Strange.
Okay. Adam?
Yeah, movies. Mine's basically all the same stuff Jeremy said. Like Black Widow's gonna be lit. Fast and Furious 9. I don't know if it's already out or not because I don't watch TV, so I don't know when they actually come out. I just hear about it through like the internet. But Fast and Furious 9, I think is coming out in 2020. Mulan, the like real Disney remake, that'll be pretty fire. I gotta admit, I'm a Disney buff. As much of you out there is gonna be like, who gives a crap about Mulan? I kind of do, honestly. So
I'm not gonna lie, for the one movie, I'm a little worried. It's either gonna go very well or very bad.
Right.
And all of me wants it to go very well because Mulan is one of my favorite Disney movies.
So
I'm not gonna lie too. When they did Beauty and the Beast, I was pretty fire. Like I
it
loved
was
that.
a banger.
I was like, I saw it like 3 or 4 times in theaters.
Did you, while we're talking about Disney remakes, the Aladdin, what did you guys think of that movie?
I actually didn't watch that one yet, so
It's on Disney Plus. It's
I'm stuck in Dragon Ball Super right now. So
ooh, that's a hole to fall down.
it was not as like they didn't nail it as hard as they did Beauty and the Beast, and it's really not like I don't know why. It's not like anybody's fault. It's not like anybody was like, It's just first of all, Will Smith he crushed it, but like it's just hard to ever
come behind Robin Williams.
Yeah, like you just are screwed right off the bat. I have nothing against Will Smith. Love him. He's one of
and
my
also,
favorite actors.
No matter how much CGI you do, you're limited by what is feasible and what you can like realistically make into a CGI moment.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas Robin Williams with with the animation style, he could just be as crazy as we wanted, and all they had to do was draw it in.
Exactly.
You know, like he did all those different voices, and a lot of the ones for the original Aladdin were actually him just off the cuff spitting stuff off.
Yeah.
Like that was 100% just him just being wild and Robin Williams and making references to random stuff.
Exactly.
So, and then they wrote a lot of it in and drew it all in and stuff. So I'm a really big Aladdin fan. That was my favorite movie as a kid. So
I get you, buddy.
So yeah, like that's just you're never really gonna be able to succeed following someone like that. It'd be like if they took like Robert Downey Jr. and they're like, okay, we're gonna try another Iron Man thing real quick, and like let's just have this guy play it. You could be an amazing actor, but Robert Downey Jr. will like forever be Iron Man, and that's
he made Iron Man.
And and I'm not trying to be like, oh, Robert Downey Jr.'s, he's on the same level as like. I'm not trying to start fights in the comments, but I'm just saying people who like made a role, who was meant for that role, did it, and then like it's just like, well, you can't like
any of the current MCU people, like those are the people like
exactly
that you expect to be in those roles. Like right. I don't even think like of Iron Man 1 for Rhodey, like like the original War Machine. Like I can't remember the guy's name who played him, but the new guy, like he's War Machine to me.
Yeah.
Not the old one, even though for a long time he was War Machine. It's just like you switched him out and then you built the rest of the whole rest of the franchise on that character,
Sorry about that.
Right.
Same thing with any of the other ones, like Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans. Like those will always be Thor and Captain America. Like
they really did nail it. Like, and a lot of people have this dilemma with Spider-Man, and I get that that's hard, but I'm so mad that they messed with our hearts like so many times. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the few people who loved Andrew Garfield. I get like that he didn't really have the nerdiness because Andrew Garfield's like a stud and was like really cool, still is. He's one of my favorite actors as well. But I've watched that movie when it came out like a million times. Like, I'm not kidding. That might be my most watched movie ever. It's The Amazing Spider-Man. And I loved it. And I'm not saying Andrew Garfield doesn't, like overpowers all of them. Because I'm not saying Tom Holland isn't like killing it. Because Tom Holland is killing it. But it messes with your heart when you're like, we'll start out with Tobey Maguire, and then it's like, I'm just kidding, Andrew Garfield. I'm just kidding, Tom Holland. It's like, okay, like, and then Sony's like, just kidding, you're getting nothing. Bye. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, can we just please, can we have one Spider-Man and can it just be right?
I think the same thing goes with a lot of different people have the same sort of conflict with like Batman's.
Yeah.
DC wise, because it's been remade so many times, and Joker's.
Yeah.
Those two go hand in hand. Like for me, Batman. When I think of Batman as a movie character, it's Michael Keaton, the '80s Batman. That's my Batman. That's the one I remember. It's not. Who was it? George Clooney, was he another one?
For a short stint, he was, yes.
There's
also Ben Affleck.
Yeah, there's all these different ones. Or for some other people, it might be Adam West from the Batman TV series. Yeah, so some people might think of Batman as the overly
OG Batman.
Yeah, overly comic-y Batman. Or some people might think of who is the most Val Kilmer.
I have no idea.
No, I don't know.
I'm way
the Dark Knight
person.
series, whoever that was. Guy. I don't remember. I don't remember his name.
Which is pathetic because I think I'm pretty sure this is a Justice League shirt. So as I say, God, I'm gonna get so much hate. As I say, I'm not really a DC. I don't buy my clothes, okay? This shirt I've had since like 8th grade.
God.
Anyway.
Well, either way, that tangent that we just went on, the characters are hard to follow up on
that's an important tangent. You gotta go there if you're talking about Marvel and DC.
I think what is your most anticipated movie, Adam? I don't think we got to that point.
Yeah, most probably Black Widow. Like, honestly, I don't watch enough TV to like see the gazillions, and I pay for YouTube Prime, so it's not like, or whatever it's called, so I don't see the like 9 gazillion time preview that everyone else sees. Like, I'm not trying to say that like I'm privileged, but like it just I don't keep up with TV. I don't even have time to really keep up with YouTube anymore because I do a lot of artistic stuff at the moment. So it's just like that's all you do. You eat, sleep, and breathe editing, and that's it. So I guess Black Widow, because I saw the preview for it in theaters, and I was like, oh, wow, this is a thing. I'm like, oh, they're doing this. Cool.
Yeah, what about you, Eddie?
I have a few that I looked up. One that's coming out on Friday is the new Scooby-Doo movie, just called Scoob.
Scoob, yeah.
I am a huge Scooby-Doo fan, and honestly, there's a big thing around my house where, like, everyone knows the old school "What's Do Scooby Doo? What's Going On With You" theme song. Yeah. For some reason, whenever someone says, "I hear there's something new with Scooby Doo," my entire body screams, "Sing the song!" And like you can see me physically tense up in pain trying to stop it. But I'm excited. I wanted to. I really did. But I think it's gonna be good. I don't know how I'm gonna see it because obviously theaters are shut down right now. I think they're doing streaming sites and stuff like that. But I'm not on that one.
So hold up to that. Amazon Prime is doing live streams of movies.
Perfect.
Basically, you rent it like you would rent a movie theater ticket, and you get it for an allotted time. And
that's kind of nice.
Yeah. So, and they're also doing the rent brand new movies and stuff. It's still like $2 or $3 for a day or two.
Amazon Prime's pretty lit.
They're pretty great. I think Hulu was doing something along the same lines too. But I'm not sure because you can pay for like Hulu TV and stuff.
Yeah.
To have like live broadcasts, like you watch the news on Hulu if you really wanted to, like MSNBC or CB. I don't know, all the CNN or whatever, all those different channels.
News.
I think you can get different packages that include different channels, and you can watch TV live that way as well. But yeah,
I'll have to give that a look then.
I
have
knew-
Prime, so
right, and Prime did it, and I saw it a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. Allison loves that Trolls movie.
oh yeah, the World Tour one.
Yeah, the new one came out, and they were doing it that way, doing the theater streaming or whatever, the theater rental stream or whatever they want to call it.
Okay.
So I looked into it for that, specifically because she saw a preview on TV and wanted to watch it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'll have to. I think I already have Prime Video on my PlayStation, so that shouldn't be literally
Yeah, there you
anything
go.
for me.
yeah,
So-
you might have to pay for it, but
Right. Yeah,
fuck it.
whatever. Yeah.
I have to pay for a
couple
movie
bucks.
ticket anyways.
right,
Yeah,
couple
exactly.
bucks versus a $15 movie ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, let's just always do it this way. Nah, there's something about the experience.
It's the going to
popcorn,
movies
let's be
is it's its own thing. You know, you get the popcorn, you go sit in a movie theater. You know, you're not distracted by everything else that's going on in your house when you're going to a movie theater. It's
You have
an
to pee
experience.
halfway through the movie,
And that sucks, and you hold it, and then your bladder wants to kill you when you stand up.
and then there's a line for the bathroom because everyone else had the same exact problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The popcorn's always too spicy.
Throwback.
No, but in all honesty, if you feel like that way, you don't exist anymore. No, but okay, yeah, movies, great. 2020, best year.
So a couple other ones I'm excited for is the Mulan one we talked about. Mulan is one of my favorite Disney movies, and I'm worried, but I'm excited. I want it to be. I
Right.
just want it to be so good.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman 84 looks
Yeah.
awesome. It just looks awesome.
It does.
But I think I have August 12th is when it's supposed to come out. I don't know if that's still on schedule with everything going on. We don't know. We won't know until we get there. There's actually there's a new Kingsman movie out, which I'm pretty excited about. I watched the first two, and they were awesome. And I don't know where they're going with this one, but
I
it's
haven't
got to
seen
be
any
good.
of Kingsman, I'm not gonna lie.
There's a new Kingsman movie coming out
Yeah.
September 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, 2020's tough. Let's be real.
But yeah, it looks good. It looks kind of like they're going to like a Midwestern, like Middle Eastern type area. But I love both of the first two movies. They were great. So I'm excited for it. And then this one is one I thought was kind of weird. It's a movie called Monster Hunter, and it's coming out the 4th of September. And from what I can glean, it's kind of like actually like the game Monster Hunter almost. Which obviously I played nonstop for like 2 weeks. I loved it. It's a great game, and I'm excited for it. So, but I think, and of course the Black Widow one. I didn't have that one written down, but I love Black
It's
Widow.
obvious.
Not just because Scarlett Johansson. She's just a great character. I'm excited to see because it shows other Black Widows in it. So I'm excited to finally get some background on Black Widow, the character itself. So I think it's gonna be awesome, especially the fat guy. I want to know what the fat guy story is.
Oh. Yeah. David Harbour? Or is that who? Yeah.
I think that's who the
From,
actor is.
from Stranger Things?
I didn't watch Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So.
I love that guy. He's so good.
But I honestly I kind of feel bad. I hope theaters open back up by then, but if not, I'm just gonna watch it in my house.
Same.
I don't give a shit. So,
Yeah.
But moving on, I think another good thing to see what you guys are excited for are video games.
There it is.
We're all gamers here, so
Yeah. This is what I know about.
Oh,
what?
my audio's been muted.
Oh shit! For how long?
The
Any
whole time
idea?
I was talking.
Oh god.
You want to re-roll that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. Fuck. Tonight's terrible.
Dear viewer, tonight is a night of nights.
Oh god.
26:45. God damn. Okay, I'll be briefer.
Fuck.
I'll be briefer.
Take your time, buddy. It's all good.
Oh, you're good.
So-
Do it as you want to.
So for me, Halo Infinite, it comes out relatively soon.
Oh, Halo Infinite.
Yeah, so I've played all the other Halo games, loved them all. So I'm looking forward to that one. Eddie informed me during our technical difficulties that does come out on PC when it releases, so looking forward to that.
I don't know if it'll be a later release, like a few months, because typically it's an exclusive because it's Xbox and all that good stuff.
Usually it is. They might do it because of the success of the recent
Of the
Halo Master Chief Collection on PC, because so many people have bought all the games or bought the bundle of all 5 games or whatever. So hopefully it does just straight up drop to PC, which would be really cool. Marvel Avengers is like a new game.
Looks awesome.
I'm interested in what the story is going to have. There's a lot of different things. I think it's going to pull more from like the comic books and stuff rather than pull kind of from the MCU and that sort of stuff.
Definitely, yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077 comes
You're
out.
breathtaking. Sorry.
Way to go, Keanu. Yeah, that looks good. I don't know too much about the Cyberpunk games, really.
Me either. It's always been something I've seen, but never really had a chance.
And it's been how long since the last one? It's been.
I know it's been a while. I know that.
Like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know the exact times of when stuff has come out, but that's like relatively around that time frame.
Maybe the name of the game is like a hint to when their next game's gonna come out.
Oh my gosh. And then Minecraft Dungeons. It's like a dungeon crawler game with the Minecraft aesthetic. And then there's like NPCs that are all like villagers and stuff, and you fight like zombies and skeletons and spiders and all that sort of stuff.
D&D in block form.
Yeah, basically. It looks interesting. I've only seen like 10 minutes of someone who had the beta, like the closed beta, play it. Okay. And it looks interesting. I mean, it was the first 10 minutes, so it was really basic.
Okay.
And really like, here's how you walk. Here's how you slash your sword. Here's all these different types of armor.
Yep.
So I didn't really get too much of a glimpse into really what it was about and like what late game looks like. So I'm probably going to hold off on that game for a while.
Okay.
Until I see like, hey, is late game really cool? Like, do I become like a god or like
they're gonna have badass bosses?
Oh, I'm sure something
even
crazy.
for base Minecraft, they're still pretty good. I mean, Ender Dragon was revolutionary when Minecraft came out 10 years ago. The fucking Wither and all that shit. I mean,
yeah, and
it's gonna be good no matter what.
And when you get into like modern Minecraft, you start getting all those other crazy bosses. And I think I hope they pull from stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like from the community, not just from their own resources at Mojang.
Well,
no, go ahead.
They're doing a lot more of that recently. Like I know this year at Minecon, I don't know, maybe it was Minecon, but there was like a worldwide group vote of what
types of biomes and what animals and stuff they wanted to add. That's when I don't remember what, I think it was foxes came into the game and they added a bunch of like mega biomes or something crazy like that.
Which is lit.
But but before that they had never done any like pooling, because it is a constantly evolving game, and it probably will never have a final end goal or end product. It'll always be changing.
Now, is it just me, or has Minecraft kind of blown up in like the past like 3 years or so? Like it was big when it came out, and then it kind of died out a little bit, and then all of a sudden the hype just jumped right back up.
Yeah,
100%.
It has been, and I think it's been a lot of like bigger people, like bigger influencers and YouTubers and stuff, like PewDiePie, Markiplier, those sorts of people that play it, that always played like the new cutting edge thing, and all of a sudden they're going to this 10-year-old game. Like, what are they doing? What's so special about that? And there's the people who who have played something pretty basic for 10 years, you know.
Actually, I played Minecraft for the first time at your house, Jeremy. I don't know if you remember that or not.
On my PlayStation 3.
No, it was on your the laptop you guys used to have.
Oh,
I was over there hanging. You still have it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were over there hanging out. I don't remember why I was hanging out. I think maybe it's something going on with my mom and my dad. They were out doing something or something like that. But I remember being at your house, sitting on your the couch in the front room, playing Minecraft there.
Oh, I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, that was on.
I don't remember why I was there, but I was there for some reason.
That was cool. That was 8-9 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
That was, oh boy. Awesome. But yeah, that was early days of Minecraft. Like I started right when it came out, but yeah, that's all I really have for games.
Okay.
That I've looked up, and I did look these up. Everything in this episode was from a month ago, 2 months ago.
Right.
This was post episode 3 shooting.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like between, like, I have my episode 4 notes, and on the page before it are
it's all your research,
my movies and games research. So it's been a while, so I don't know if anything else has released. They've said anything new about any new games, so
Oh, they have.
Oh, you go right ahead then, Adam.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go through like the little things that I like heard and was like, oh, nice, like, oh, that'll be a really good game. Like, oh, I bet that'll be awesome. I'll play it, fun. And then we'll get to like the real, like, what I consider the meat to my potatoes, if you guys get what I mean. The best flavor of chicken. So, you know, Jeremy was going through, you know, like Cyberpunk looks lit. Even games that have already been released but were part of 2020, I'm gonna say. Doom Eternal, fire, love that game. Animal Crossing, never played an Animal Crossing, but I've always enjoyed watching and getting into streams where people stream it. You know, I've always been a Nintendo guy, have never really gotten into that. Haven't had a Nintendo system for a while, since like the Wii U. So, but still great game. The Last of Us Part 2 is gonna break the internet. I guarantee. Marvel's Avengers looks lit, as Jeremy was saying. Halo Infinite, I have not ever really been able to be as much of a Halo fan as probably most gamers are, because I didn't, you know, get a console till I was like 19 and it was a PlayStation. But I'm not ashamed of that. It was a PlayStation. Screw you, Xbox! I'm just kidding. No, but Resident Evil 3, another game that's already out, but it looks awesome. You know, he was saying Minecraft Dungeons gonna be fire. Rainbow Six Quarantine. Don't know if you guys have heard of that one.
I have not.
But I think it's pretty dope, and I'm excited about that as well.
Is it just gonna be Rainbow Six Siege but reskinned, or?
I'm not sure. I literally just saw like the Rainbow Six Quarantine, and I was like writing that on the list because that looks cool. And I've always liked the Rainbow Six games, from, like, even though I'm horrible at it.
Was that from like a reasonable source, or was that just like somebody made that because of current situations?
Oh no, it's like a legitimate, like if you looked up Rainbow Six Quarantine, it's like a real thing.
It's been how long since the game before Siege? I feel like they're really...
Siege has been out for at least 5 years now, because I started playing it. I started playing it before I moved to this house.
Okay, so how long was it before the previous game came out? Rainbow Six?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I kind of want to Google that. I don't want to say anything that gets anybody too excited. It could just be like a thing they're doing because of everything going on.
Right.
But I'm not sure. Like,
or maybe it's a new game mode or something wild. You know,
so I have no idea. Nobody get too hyped, but just anything they're doing, I'm kind of hyped about. Literally, it could just be like a new skin, like Eddie's saying. I'd still be like, oh, sick, they're doing something cool with it. No matter what. Of course, you know, you got to throw in like Warzone and Valorant, because those are kind of changing like gaming right now. I admit I'm pretty hard into Warzone. Haven't played Valorant. Probably won't, because I'm a console player. I'm
not gonna lie, Valorant doesn't look that appealing to me.
I
was in a CSGO.
Yeah, it's CSGO plus
Overwatch, essentially.
Overwatch. That's literally what it is. Yeah.
It's made by the same people who do CS:GO.
Oh.
So it's the same mechanics and everything like that. It's just reskinned a little bit, and
Yeah.
you've got some special abilities that certain characters can do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the
get it.
game in beta looks great. It looks like a great game. A lot of people have fun with it. It's just not my cup of tea.
Right. Same here, but like I appreciate what it's doing for the gaming community so far. Journey to a Savage Planet. That's not one that's like a big franchise that people are gonna be like, whoa. I'm pretty sure it's already out too, but it just looks cool, and I am a diehard fan for the space exploration games, like the Astroneer, Subnautica. That's not. It's kind of space.
Different planet.
It's pretty much.
So yeah.
Yeah. So Astroneer, Subnautica, No Man's Sky, that kind of stuff gets me hard as a rock and will forever. But let's get into the real stuff that I like. About pissed myself when I heard Kerbal Space Program 2.
I don't know
Oh
that
my
game.
god! What?
Yeah, I've never heard of it either, buddy.
Okay. Kerbal Space Program 2 is basically like a rocket building game. So you're basically like little alien guys. You've probably definitely seen
I've
it.
seen this game.
Markiplier
I've never played it, but
lived on
I know
the
which
game
game
for
you're
a while.
talking about now.
Yeah, you build rockets, you're trying to get to the moon, and then I think you could like build a base. I never got far in that game. I was really bad at it, but I just like building rockets, and then like if they failed, your guy would blow up, and you'd either be sad or laugh hysterically. It was really messed up, but it was funny. Iron Man VR. Gonna be fire because I have a VR system and it's coming out for it. So any game they're gonna drop on the VR, I'm gonna be excited for because there aren't many.
Yeah.
Also I don't know the exact title, but the Walking Dead one for VR already came out for like real VR systems. They're gonna make it for the PS VR. Yeah, I know I have the wimpy version, but I'm not a millionaire. Sorry. So that'll be exciting as well. I think. Okay. All right. So, this was just recently released, and I kid you not, I don't think I've ever run so fast away from an announcement trailer as I did this one.
Okay.
Naked also. No, I wasn't naked. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I forgot about that game.
I've always been an Assassin's Creed guy. Okay, this is gonna be pathetic, but this was a big gamer moment for me, chat, so shut up and let me live it. When Assassin's Creed Black Flag came out, me and Eddie's brother William had like a 4-day session where I kid you not, from like 8 o'clock to like midnight the next night, we played Assassin's Creed Black Flag to where you could look at your rankings in. This was a big moment for me, so everyone shut up, chat. I know it's not that good, but fuck off. We were ranked in the top 100 pirates in the world, and I was like, I'm top 100 and of course I'm sure it quickly changed, but like they were probably like, oh my god, these guys have been on for like 135 hours straight, like we gotta give it to them. So, like I remember we had one of those big thick candles and we had it lit the entire time, and I remember it was like a little bit of how time had passed. By the end of that section, the candle had broken down to the bottom, and then the glass shattered, and I was like, man, we've been playing this game a while. But Assassin's Creed Valhalla is basically the Assassin's Creed, but the Viking one. Because they've done like everything, and it looks... Oh! Vikings are badass, and Assassin's Creed is always fun. They don't really make bad games. They make games that aren't as good as their other ones, but like, there's never one where everyone's like, this just sucks. At least from what I know.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood's the best one.
Shut up! Oh, no, actually, I can agree. I thought you would just be like, I thought you were gonna drop that and be like, that's the bad one. I was gonna,
No, that's the one. That's like the first one I actually got to play the whole way through. Before that, it had always been like, hey, the new Assassin's Creed game's out. You want to come over and play it? Like one of my buddies saying that.
Yeah.
But that was the first one I owned on the 360. And
yeah.
I played the whole thing through. I think I got to like 90% completion of the game.
Right.
Like with all the different side missions you can do and clearing the whole of Venice and all that sort of nonsense.
That's what Will and I were doing. Was like the 100% in the game, because we beat the game like the first day. You know,
yeah, you do.
If
and
you
then
sit down and play it, you could beat it pretty fast.
Yeah, if you just do the campaign stuff and then skip all the extra crap that you can do in those games,
Yeah.
Right.
You can
It's like-
you can finish it pretty quick, but
Yeah.
all the other stuff, it's like Skyrim, and it ends up being like that.
Oh
Like,
my gosh! It
not
is
to
like
the same
Skyrim.
extent as Skyrim or
No.
you know any of those other RPGs like that, but
But yeah, you're right.
Man.
So that I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh! I don't know why. Just Vikings are cool. And
Oh, yeah.
Tim always says, "See you in Valhalla." And so I was like, oh, it all connects, full circle. Anyway, any?
Well, one of them on my list is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. 100%. I'm super excited for it. I love Norse mythology, so I'm excited what avenue they take in that, how much they integrate it into the game itself. Plus, I've always loved Assassin's Creed. I never really got to play many of them because I was poor, didn't have money to buy them.
I will buy it
and-
for you.
No. I'm good now.
You have
I'm Gucci.
Viking blood.
I do not have Viking blood, but thank you.
Chad, he has Viking blood.
Another one I'm excited for, and this is gonna date this video, but it drops tomorrow. It is Season 5 Apex Legends. It looks amazing.
Ah!
And Jeremy, it is rumored to be cross-platform, so
It is.
so that means if you want to play with us, you feel free.
I'm garbage at Apex.
I am too.
Then we could be like the podcast boys, play Apex. Put that on a YouTube video.
Okay.
18 million views.
Another one I saw that it's coming out is Elder Scrolls 6 Greymoor.
No.
It looks pretty good. I have only seen pictures of it. I haven't seen any teaser trailers or anything like that, but it looks like it's going to be very good.
Since you said that, I just heard, this could be bullshit, but Courage on his stream this morning said that he might be playing GTA 5 this week.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know what
is
that
the
means.
current one GTA 5?
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5.
No.
6 is the next one.
He said whatever the new one was.
6.
I don't know if he was joking. Yes, so 6. He could
I
have
don't
been
know.
joking, but
He's making a lot of connections out there, so he
Yeah.
may be able to get
anyway,
an
continue,
alpha.
my bad.
And then another one I saw that was kind of weird is Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima? It is, and
Love it.
I have a kind of a description. It's an open world. Sorry, I had it here. It went away. It is an open world historical adventure. It'll take players back to feudal Japan.
That sounds
I also love-
interesting.
I also love the Japanese culture, and it looks awesome just
Do-
from the few pictures I see here.
Do you play as like a samurai or something, or do you play as
I
like
think so.
like an assassin or something?
I think if you play as, I think you can go multiple routes. I kind of have a feeling it's gonna be kind of like Skyrim, but no magic and shit like that.
Just run around, find good weapons, find good armor, kill people,
And
missions.
there will be a story of some sort, I
Yeah.
assume. The only thing is, Jeremy, and I'm sorry to tell you this, it's PlayStation exclusive.
Ah,
But if you want to
Alright.
play, you feel free to come on over.
All right, look out. Look, I might end up buying a PlayStation.
Oh.
Oh,
wow.
No, probably not.
Chat?
yeah, I figured. as much.
Maybe once the PS5 comes out,
That's what I'm waiting for, really.
like
too.
once
Not-
PS5
Well,
comes out, PS4 will still be around and they'll be cheap.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
Honestly, you can have my PS4 when I get the PS5.
but I think honestly, the Valhalla game is, honest to God, my most
So-
hyped one yet.
So I have a quick
Yeah.
question.
What's up?
So do you guys remember playing Assassin's Creed 1 at all?
Funny enough, I bought it used, got halfway through it, just stopped working. I restarted my save, same exact fucking thing.
I have the original. And so I'm curious as to how the Assassin's Creed thing works, because the assassins, and from what I remember, I don't know how well this goes into the actual story or canon of Assassin's Creed.
It's tough.
Weren't they started like during the Crusades?
Yes, I do believe so. I mean, the main protagonists
Altair.
are typically Templars, so
Yeah, Altair is the the main assassin from the first two.
Yes.
And he's alive during one of the Crusades. I don't know which one. And they fight the Templars, which were the other side of the Crusades. The Christians that attacked everything and all that sort of stuff. So I'm curious as to how the Valhalla assassin is gonna work. And I know they did that. They did something different whenever they did Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, that. Don't even. Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm not up to date on any of the Assassin's Creed lore past 4, 3,
Okay.
whichever one Connor is the main guy.
Shit.
Flag, I think is.
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
because Connor's the one that's set in
The Native
Americans.
Oh,
Shit,
oh.
what is that called? I played it. It was
Assassin's
awesome.
Creed 4.
The World War II one, or not World War II.
The Civil
Holy-
War one. Or
Thank you. Good
Revolutionary
Lord.
War. Revolutionary War.
Yeah, that's the
War,
one.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. I don't know if it's 3
Fuck, I
or
don't
Assassin's
either.
Creed 4 or what it is.
I think it's
No.
3.
Yeah, I
But
think it is.
I'm not up to date on any of the stuff past that because, I know the Assassin's Creed before this one was the one set in Egypt.
Here, okay.
Yes,
There was
it's
that
3.
one?
Sorry.
There was that one, and then there was Odyssey, which is like the Spartan one. Which one came before? Because I haven't gotten to play the Spartan one yet, and I missed that because
Yeah.
I didn't see the previews or anything, and then I just saw it the other day on the store, and I was like, what? But it's like $80, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait.
So I'm not up to date on any of that. If anyone does keep up with that and knows how they're gonna tie all that together, when did the Assassins start? I'm curious about that.
Well,
From
I
what
know
I
it-
understood, for the first 5 games, they always said the Assassins were the enemies of the Templars, and obviously the Templars started in the Crusades, or maybe a little bit before that, where whoever. So I'm curious about all of that. When do they start? If you know, let us know.
I don't know anything about that, but I know Black Flag is. They might have done it before this, but they do the whole thing through the Animus. So it's like you're playing your ancestors and doing stuff
That they did.
through them. Yeah, because in Black Flag, it starts out it starts out in there, but then you come out of it in today.
Yeah.
And you're a regular dude, and they're like, yeah, your ancestor, and then it's like, what?
No, that's how
But-
they all are.
It's always been like a tie-in, but that was the first one where I really was paying attention to that. Black Flag was the first one that I really played, and that's what got me hooked. No, that's a lie. The first one I played was the Revolutionary War one.
Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3, because I saw Tobuscus play it, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. That was when I got into no, you know what that was? They released it for Wii U, so that was the first time it was possible for me to play it,
Okay.
because I didn't have a console till recently. Recently is in 3 years ago, but so that was oh, I'm able to play these real games. So that was the first one I played, and yeah, it is a whole confusing storyline. I would love to also know the whole thing, because I definitely didn't play them in order. I definitely didn't start from 1 at all. I've played 1, bits of it at least. I don't know if I've ever played full straight way through, but yeah, it is confusing as hell. But awesome, and who cares, because it's awesome. Oh my lord.
You okay?
Yeah, I just sprayed my TV with my game fuel.
We are not affiliated with Mountain Dew or
I
any
mean,
subsidiaries.
not-
Oh my god!
Not yet.
We could be. We could be.
I just have a cup.
Well, that one's empty,
Did-
so
you
I
guys
finished
did-
it before we started.
Didn't
What are
let me
you
in on
drinking
it.
from that cup, Jeremy?
Water.
Oh. Water sponsor us, God.
Definitely. God. Definitely not water.
Oh my. So, All right, I think we've gone on our gamer rant a little too long. Let's roll
That's
it
all
back
right.
a bit. It's always good. I could talk about video games for literal hours. I mean,
Yeah.
so to bring it back to the topic, looking ahead, is there anything you guys are looking forward to that may be coming back? Like for example, for me, 100% hockey. I fucking miss it, 100%. But is there any like
hockey, basketball, sports in general, the ability to like be into a team that plays games and says fuck the disease and no, honestly, they're doing the right thing, and I'm not saying that, but 100% sports. Never was a huge sports fan, so of course, as soon as I become one, they're like, we're just gonna stop for a while. And I was like, okay, cool. First pair of tickets I've ever bought in my entire life. God, down the drain. The company's like, it's postponed. I'm like, it's not happening. Just give me my money.
So at this point, I'm going to foresee that they will say, yeah, no, give them their money back. The games are canceled.
Yeah.
Because right now, we're like 4 months from hockey season starting again.
yes?
Like,
Well, the thing is, they said about if they are going to start up season again, they're going to skip right into the playoffs.
Yep.
which
So
sounds terrible.
Yeah, you would actually, your team would be ranked on its ranking at the time of the shutdown, which is stupid. But I think honestly, they're just better off to wait, just go and cancel all the games this year, wait for the start of next hockey season to get it fired back up. Basketball season, I think, won't happen until 2021.
Yeah, no.
And then I honestly, and this is something I'm gonna have a talk with my quarterback club tomorrow. I don't think we're gonna have a football season here at all next year.
Yeah, I don't think high schools are going to do much in the way of sports at all, apart from maybe the ones where you can be independent, like track, maybe.
But
or
then again,
cross-country.
you also have teams. I mean, cross country teams. I've seen 25 kids get off a bus before.
Right. See, that's the other issue is, all these things are so group oriented that you can't really do too much all at once.
No.
Like, you can't just open it up and say, hey, go for it, because that's a bad situation. And I think we're in a predicament now that it's going to be hard to get out of.
Oh, absolutely.
Same with like schools. Like, I couldn't imagine being a high schooler or being a college student graduating this year. That you see everybody who's come before you get a graduation, get a party, do all these things. Get to go look for jobs and do all this sort of stuff. Excuse me for a second. Sorry. And now everything's stopped.
Yeah.
Like my college I went to, they would have had their graduation last weekend.
Okay.
And I saw these people that I went to college with that may have been like a year younger than me, or whatever. 1 second, sweetheart. Okay, we'll get you a snack in just a second. Okay. 1 sec. But now they are, they were posting like, hey, happy graduation to me, waving a little flag, like, I did it, yay. Like, and my brother's in the same boat too. Like, he's supposed to graduate here in a couple weeks when his college is done. They're done way later than most colleges for whatever
Well, he also
reason.
started way later too. I mean, he was
Not
here
much
till like
later.
mid-February, wasn't he?
Mm-mm. I
Thought
don't
he
think so.
was.
I think it was like end of January, early February.
Well, I know
First
the
week or something.
local college here, they started like the 5th of January.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they were right back at it.
Wow. I'm
Because my
surprised.
secretary, I think she took her final last week. So,
Well, either
Yeah.
way, like, I couldn't imagine doing that sort of stuff. So I think moving forward, I think it's going to be a lot harder to restart a lot of things.
yeah, because people who didn't have that experience are always going to have that chip on their shoulder of why didn't I get it?
Right.
So, and I know this is a meme, but I think it's actually a good idea doing a VR ceremony.
Cool.
See what? Yeah, that would be really cool, and it'd be really helpful. I think for just to have camaraderie in celebrating, like, hey, we did it. You know, even if it's just you and a couple friends that graduated with you, or people in your same major as you, or something like that, or you know, high school friends that graduated with you, or something like that. You know, that'd be cool. What my parents are wanting to do for my brother and for his roommate that lives with them right now, have like a little family ceremony where it's just like my parents and the kids and stuff, because we all interact every single day.
Yeah.
Me and my daughter included. Just have like a little mini ceremony, and then my mom wants me to do all like the tech stuff and film it and record audio and whatnot. So my brother's roommate's mom
and set up Discord, and I'll be there. I'll watch.
Yeah,
we'll do that. So
proud of you.
So what they want to do is have me basically like film it and do all that sort of stuff, so we can either post it to YouTube or send a video to
His
Philip.
mother.
Yeah, Philip is my brother's roommate. Send it to his mom in Korea.
Oh, lit.
So she can watch, or maybe even just do a live broadcast to her, so you know it's like all together, and you know,
That'd be really cool.
yeah. So you know you can do a lot of different things. I mean, don't interact if you don't need to with people, but you know the options are still there. You know, you got to make the best out of a bad situation.
Right.
And we've said this before, but if this happened 15 years ago, none of this would be possible.
No, nothing at
Oh
all.
my gosh, we'd be screwed.
So I saw an ad the other day of a lady. She's in her 90s, maybe close to 100 now. She was born during the 1920 influenza
Oh yeah.
pandemic or whatever.
Okay.
Where they were in the same quarantine as we are, or whatever you want to call it. You know, her parents weren't allowed to go out and do stuff, so she was talking about like the differences now from then, and she is amazed at the opportunities and ability for people to come together in great times of need. And I thought that was a really, really cool ad. It's like a 5-minute ad, but it's an interesting story.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty good. And unfortunately, I think we as the generation, being the younger, well, I guess we're kind of the middle aged now, but we're kind of spoiled by all the technology we do have. So we never really had a time before where we really were deprived of being able to go on YouTube and just look up stuff to keep our days busy. I mean, obviously all the streaming platforms right now, I mean, I see it. I don't have a lot of ads on a lot of things, but like on my Instagram and stuff like that, I see ads for Netflix and Hulu and a bunch of other different stuff. So we are blessed to be in the time we are.
100%. Lucky as crap. We're just all selfish bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so crappy. This could be just like a blanket statement. A lot of people could disagree, but I feel like just in terms of my life, so in terms of the rest of the world, I have no clue. But in my eyes, they picked the one year that the biggest quantity of people care so much about graduation. Because if this would have happened my senior year, I'd have been like, well, all right, we're done. Thank God. Woo! Out early. Who cares? Graduation, get out. Because I didn't even want to go to my own graduation.
Neither did I. I didn't
only
give
went
a shit.
because of my girlfriend, because she was like, "You're going, and I'm gonna watch you." And I'm like, so I went, and it was cool. But like, if I would have missed it, I wouldn't have been like crushed even nowadays. Like, I never went to prom, never did. So like, none of this would have ever bothered me. Literally, it just would have been, okay, I'm not the odd one out now. Everybody can't do it. So, and like, but like, people are crushed. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
people are like, I'm gonna miss my graduation. I'm like, dude, like, chill. Like, you're still graduated. Like, you can still just do whatever the hell you want now. That's all I cared about. It wasn't like I needed that ceremony to feel like I did something. I was like, yeah, I'm gone. Bye.
So, here's the story, and it's kind of personal for me. It's also personal for my mother. And I'll do the best I can. So my mom, when she graduated high school and then graduated college, and she had 2 different college graduations, I think, she didn't go to any of those. So then when I graduated college, being, you know, the firstborn and stuff, it was a big deal to her as much as it was a big deal to me, because she went to my graduation, and, you know, because she didn't really have a whole lot of people that supported her in the same kind of way that I do, that, like, helped her through college, and then, you know, did all these different things to make sure that she got an education like she made sure I did. So I think if this would have been the year that I graduated instead of last year, and me not being able to have a graduation, I think that's as crushing to some parents as it is to the students.
Oh yeah.
Or families in general. Like, maybe you're the first person in your family to go to college and get a college degree. You know,
True.
It could be crushing that, like, well, I'm still, like, deprived of this celebratory moment where, you know, I'm celebrating the accomplishment that I made, rather than, you know, just sit at home and be like, woo, good for me, cool, I got a piece of paper in the mail,
Yes.
off to the next thing. You know what I mean?
Freedom. Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean.
So, like, I think it can be as much a crushing thing to anybody involved, really, rather than just the, you know, just the person that's, you know, graduating or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and again, to just clarify and be, like, more on what you're saying on the side of that, like, I was such not a school child, and still am not. Like, I was literally my senior year, I just stopped trying. Like, after I had the grade that guaranteed my graduation, I was like, I did it. It was like halfway through the year, kids are like, oh, we have finals coming up. I'm like, not me, I'm done. So, like, I'm this is something that I'm not proud to say, but so, like, the easiest class our senior year was probably what was it called in senior year?
Econ.
World Cultures with Mr.
Nope.
No,
it was
Ocean Econ.
Soch for half the year, and
Soch.
Econ for the
Right.
other half.
Okay, so that, because literally, like, tests were just like, are you stupid? Yes, no, check the box. And it was like, no. And then he's like, all right, 100%. Really cool teacher. Not like we weren't learning stuff. He was just very, like, in the class, and if you were doing it, he wasn't going to give out, like, multiple homework assignments. It was just, if you did stuff in class, you were good.
Yeah,
So
it was more participation based than it was, like, the actual learning, because it was a lot of, like, you know, real worldy stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like you
You
learn
see,
how to write
boys.
checkout and
So,
do stuff like that.
So,
Well-
yeah, so that class, right?
Real
yeah.
quick, hold on before you continue.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That teacher, he was a football coach also. TJ, he was awesome. He was the kind of teacher where if the class was good, then he didn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But if you had a class full of assholes like I did,
Yeah.
it was a very different story.
Same. We still had people that did good because it was a weird split.
No,
It was,
there was like 3 people in my class that did anything. I was one of them,
oh,
and
okay.
all the rest were just fucking off 100%.
So we had probably the best of my grade, and then we also had the worst of my grade. So it was like just an even kind of like and then there was like the people like me. So the last quarter of that class, I got a 14% in his class. And it was like he knew. Like, it wasn't like oh, Adam is so stupid. He just knew. He's like, well, Adam, you're pretty much done for the year, so, like, what else are you up to? And it was like, he was chill with me. He knew what was up. He just would ask me about the stuff I was into. So we'd talk about musical, and then, like, he'd, like, go to collect stuff, and he'd be like, oh, Adam, you're done for the year. And, like, just keep going. But, like, that just shows where I was at in school. So graduation wasn't, like, this thing of, like, a celebratory, like, I did it. You know, it was just, like, he's released from this hellhole that he's had to be through for that. It's, like, so I totally get what you mean. Because Jeremy's, like, insanely smart and was, like, one of those kids who, like, was probably top of his class in everything. And I was, like, the guy who had a 14% in the easiest class senior year. But, man, if musical had a grade... Oh! I've been killing it.
Oh,
No,
man.
I will admit, I was 42 in our class, Jeremy. We had a lot of people that were extremely smart in our class. I
Yeah.
mean,
I think
I was like, oh, I gotta be like 20s or something like that, and they told me 42. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that opens up a whole nother can of worms that I wasn't happy about. So there were some. This is hard to say without sounding like an asshole.
Do it. Be an asshole. It's okay.
So kids with special needs.
Okay.
They were graded in the same manner as the rest of the kids. So their grades, if still on the same par mentally as what we were dealing with, so if like their level of intellect is down here and ours is up here, just for whatever, and they're keeping like A levels with that, and we're keeping A levels with our own. Their grades still counted towards their numerical position in grades.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
So there were some special needs kids
Right.
in the top percentages of the class,
Which, yeah.
which
in
doesn't
terms
make
of-
sense. And our school didn't even have a valedictorian, and
Right.
this whole other nonsense. So it was hard to get to the top percentages of the class in general, because you had to fight your way through that. And like I took advanced classes, and if I got a B, that actually hurt me more than if I had taken a basic
Easy
class
class.
and got an A.
Yeah.
Right. But-
So
That's one of those things where, like, I can't personally relate to, because I was never one of those people who cared. Like, there were 225 people in our graduating class. I was probably 226th.
wait, what? Wait, what?
No, but just like for an example.
Oh,
there
okay.
isn't
I was
actually-
like,
no way. But like, just so like if it was like 1 to 20, I was 23. But like I'd be totally willing. I'd like to think I'd be totally willing to take the L there, because like, like I'm not too worried about that in positioning wise against people who already kind of have the shit end of the stick. Like
Yeah.
for them that's awesome. Like if
No,
they're yeah.
and that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say like
Right. No, I know.
I'm
I know.
belittling them or anything like that. What I'm
No.
trying to say is like it was
It was
hard to,
Right.
I don't know, rise above the
Right.
weird system that was in place. And nothing against anybody who has special
No,
needs or anything.
it's not their fault.
It's not their fault. And like I'm trying to say this without being upset
Yeah.
or anything, because I'm
No.
not. Like, it's just such a weird thing that like they were
It was
graded.
a weird oversight.
Yeah,
They should have
they're
maybe
I see. It's
should have
hard,
been separated almost.
Right.
I think honestly it should have been separated.
right? And it should have
Yeah.
been, but like I was like, I think it was like 18 or something in the class, but then like the real top 10 kids were right above me, and then there were
Right. And
Okay.
right.
So-
but
like really, where was I?
I guarantee I know like the mindset behind
And-
that too.
And
It's
what
probably-
that can do, it's hard to do that sort of stuff. Especially if you have scholarships. Like I applied for a scholarship where I had to be in the top 15%.
Right.
I was 18
Yeah.
because
That means you were literally just out of it, because we
Right.
had like 110 people
right.
Yeah.
in our class.
No,
So-
we had 102.
That's right. We had
graduated.
102. No, we had 102 people in our class. Two people failed, so we had
Oh.
100 at graduation. Even.
Yeah. So
That's kind of cool.
where would I have sat, and would I been able to get that college scholarship? Like that screws with people,
Mhm.
especially at little schools.
Right.
Bigger schools where there's 1,000 kids to a class.
If you're number 18, you're still in the top 2%.
Yeah. So
That's the big thing that would be effective. But the mindset behind it, I'm sure, is the whole like we don't want to make them feel like they're in a subcategory.
inclusive.
Right, yeah,
Be
they just
inclusive
want to
to
make
everybody.
it feel like they're a part of what everyone is. And but for specifically that reason, like being in the top 15% requirement thing is crappy. Because
It was a lot of money.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, but but like for people specifically like that, like again, I can't relate on that level because I literally was probably last minus 2 more, and I was like, great. And it was even funnier because TJ, the one I got the 14% in his class, was the one who handed me my diploma, and he was like giggling the whole time because he knew, he was like, this is his key out of here. So, but he was a nice guy ever. But yeah, so that's crappy. It's just I get what you're saying, but it's totally like, it's one of those things I like that they do, but in a lot of ways could screw people over, like, who really care, like, and it affected. You know, like, to me, if it was like the whole, kind of like the prom king situation, where sometimes schools will do that for kids with mental disabilities or something, I think that's the best thing ever. I was like, you know what? No, yeah, and I know that's completely different because it doesn't really, like, affect anyone else's future, but
no, it doesn't at all. It's a, you know, it's an arbitrary thing that,
right, totally. You know, but yeah, it's cool to include people. Yeah, 100%. But that is the one thing that I thought about that I was like, that's kind of like rough though. The whole being on the lines of you have to be in a certain top, which I'm not gonna lie, you totally would have been like way up.
I don't know.
Like, top 2.
My senior year was the only year I really like cared. Mm-hmm. Everything else had been like I'm not gonna muddy the waters. I'm just gonna, you know, B's and C's are cool. I'm good. I'm not gonna push it too much harder than that. And then my senior year, I was like, oh, I need to like actually do something.
Yeah.
Like kind of push myself, because like before that I'd never really pushed myself academically, I guess. Like I took hard classes, but nothing really ever was really hard to me.
No, I get that.
Ooh.
Right, and like I never really, because I never like tried to break my like upper limit and like push myself further.
Right.
So like I always just kind of was stagnant with where I was. I never.
Well, the other thing too is like our grade in particular was kind of stifled a little bit. Like I wanted to take Algebra 2 in 8th grade, and they said I couldn't. They said I had to wait until I was in 9th grade, and I was like, I could have done this, or I could have gone another level. By the time I got to Algebra 3 in my junior year, I was like, I don't really give a shit anymore.
I don't know if I even ever made it to Algebra 3.
So, we also, that's a whole other fucked over thing. So, with what you're saying, I wanted to take Algebra 2 in 8th or 8th grade. And they wouldn't let us do that. Year afterwards, my brother comes in.
Yep. My brother also did in class.
Did it. They did it.
They actually made a special class. I don't remember.
It was like 3 kids.
It was like, I think there were 6 in total, but they made a class just for your brother and my brother and like 4 other people. And the teacher, Mr. Williams, who is an awesome teacher, by the way, he was actually learning the curriculum as he was teaching it to them.
Oh my gosh!
So
yeah, they made
so
Calc
hard.
2 for them, right?
I think it was Calc 2 or pre-trig maybe.
I think it was Calc 2. I think they took.
I think
Calc
you're right.
2.
Good lord, these are words I've never even heard before. Oh god.
So, next topic, and I'll explain this to Jeremy when he gets back.
Yeah.
But so, after this whole thing settles down, is there anything you're looking forward to do? Like I have one in particular, and this is a national holiday in America. Halloween this year is on a Saturday. It's gonna be a full moon.
Oh.
And daylight savings is November 1st, which means we get an extra hour of Halloween.
Wow. Okay. That's lit. Dang. All right. So. Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm back.
Jeremy, to reiterate what I just said, is there anything you're looking forward to whenever this all settles down? Because I know Halloween this year is on a Saturday. It has a full moon, and daylight savings is November 1st, which means we get an extra hour.
At 2 a.m., right. That's going to be cool because I don't remember the last time Halloween's been on a weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe since I was a kid and like trick-or-treated myself.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like I remember this past year, it was like a Wednesday or something, and I had to come home from work, get my kid ready really quick because trick-or-treating was at like 4:30.
Yeah, it's always super early where you're at. And I don't understand why.
I hate it.
Mine's at like 6.
It's like 4:30 to like 6 o'clock. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Weird.
Like, it's absolutely I don't know, because my town's stupid.
Oh.
No, I will shit on my town for as long as I live because they're just a bunch of idiots that run the town committee. But like I had to come home from work because I get off of work at 3:30, get home at like 4:15, get her ready real quick, get out the door, start walking around with her, and then it rained.
Oh.
So I'm walking around holding the umbrella over her, getting soaked. She's having a good time, and then people stop giving out candy because it's raining.
Yep.
So like we're halfway down the road my parents live on, and we got to turn around because no one's giving candy out. It was just, and like, and if you drive your kid around in a little town in a car on Halloween, don't.
Why?
Don't.
Why would you do that? Make them walk. They're gonna eat a bunch of sugar. Make them walk. I had to walk.
I saw like 10-year-olds doing it.
Oh.
My kid's 4.
That's when I started to get fat. So
This is why
make 'em
America's fat.
Like my daughter at 3 and a half was walking around Halloween trick-or-treating. Make them walk.
Disgusting.
If they're tired, they can walk home and go to bed.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard.
But anyways, is there anything you guys are looking forward to?
In particular that I'm looking forward to, I want hockey season to come back so bad. I haven't worn my jersey in 4 months because I wore it I wear it every time we play the Flyers and the Capitals.
Okay.
Or at least I try to remember.
That gives away who we root for.
Well, I don't know if that came through or not. Turned around.
Did not.
No, didn't? Okay. Penguins. Pittsburgh Penguins. We've said that before. We've said it before. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hockey season, I don't know. I want to go to the store and not feel like I'm going to die.
Fair enough.
Or kill somebody else. Like, and I know we have to go through all these procedures, and I understand why, and I get it. It's for public safety. I understand. I just want to be able to walk into a mini mart without having to put on a mask and wear gloves to like pick up some soda.
Yep.
That's all I want.
Not have to use hand sanitizer every time you pump gas.
Yeah, like
I wear gloves now.
yeah, and you should. You should take precautions. Hand sanitizer is just as good, Eddie. Just don't touch your face.
I stick my entire fist in my mouth.
Oh, nice.
That's about it though. Like, nothing really in particular.
Okay. Hey, what about you, Adam? Anything?
I'm excited to go to nude beaches again. I'm kidding.
All
That's
right.
a joke.
All right.
No,
we can go together.
Yeah. No. Like disc golfing, which I guess you could.
You can do
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
sort of outdoorsy stuff now with phase yellow that PA's doing with some counties. You can do some of that stuff. You can't do a lot, but you can do
Right.
some. Like, I went kayaking and got sunburned.
Right. Yeah. I know you said that. Like, I just haven't been, just because the whole thing, and I just don't want to deal with like the maybe fact of like running, because I also work with the public, so I'm always like, no, some guy's gonna stop us and be like, well, you're supposed to be indoors with and it's just like not worth like having to have that thought in my head. It's just like, God, I'm exhausted by the idea of that man existing. So like, I just don't. But, stuff like that, just being able to disc golf, like you said, being able to go to the store and not, like, have security guards at the door, like, you got a mask, sir? It's like, yeah, I'm wearing it. or like GameStop to not just do like at-door delivery, which oh god, it's so convenient, but you can't go in and look at stuff.
And spend more money because that's
and spend more
ultimately what
money.
happens.
Yeah, you see, oh, this is on sale for $5 less. Let me pick that up too.
Right? Yeah. So basically, McDonald's not to close at fucking 8 o'clock at night because nobody is out of work by then. I can't be fat. Which is probably good.
Well, yeah, it is probably good, but also like that does suck for people, like especially like those essential workers that work until 8 o'clock, and then they're hungry, and say you work at Walmart, and you get out of work at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and then you can't go get something to eat because you've been at work for 12 hours, and then all of a sudden you can't,
Yep.
can't get food,
Sucks.
and that sucks.
Well, boys, one thing I'm excited for, and I haven't told you about this yet because I just decided it a few days ago. The second this whole social distancing thing becomes kiboshed, I plan on throwing a 6-hour session of Dungeons and Dragons,
Oh, fire.
starting at level 18,
Ah!
and I am making a custom miniature for it.
Hell yeah.
I'm very excited about.
Let's stream it.
Okay.
Come on over. I got a whole setup. Bring your webcams and your microphones. We'll do it.
All right.
But that's one thing I'm excited for. Just D&D in general. I miss it. I miss
Same.
it so much.
I do too.
Same.
I've actually thought about getting on Roll20 just to play a game.
Just with somebody random.
Just to play.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
There's a hole in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
So what can you do on Roll20? Can you play with just random
Yes.
people?
Yeah, you can look for you can set it up to either GM or GM's looking for players.
Huh. That's pretty fire. I honestly didn't know that either.
I am too stupid to figure out how to do it myself. To set up the map and stuff. I have a hard time. I sat for like 3 hours one day trying to get something set up, but it wasn't going for me, so.
Which means Jeremy will be done in 10 minutes, and
I mean, I already have some maps.
oh, I love it. Anyway,
So
I agree. I missed it.
Yeah, this whole show spawned from us not being able to play D&D.
yeah, that's exactly
Fun
what
fact for
happened.
anybody.
So
We tried setting up Discord D&D to play that way and like have a board cam and do all that sort of nonsense with our 6-person party, and it just didn't work.
No.
So
That is where Staying Insane spawned from.
hey, that's why you guys get to listen to us be idiots for probably an hour and a half this episode.
Yeah,
which,
probably.
Yeah. Shout out
Well,
to like
two
real-
of us
real-
for all of that.
Yeah, hey, listen.
I wonder how long you're muted too. I think
Well, for those who don't know, because I probably cut it out of the episode,
back at the video game section.
yeah, during the video game section when I randomly jumped into talking. Before that, my mic had been muted, so I reset everything.
for like 10 minutes at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, like double the length that I actually talked for.
Yeah.
That's how long I
he went
cut
way
it
into
out.
depth, and then he was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go over what I said."
Yeah, I'm just like gonna gloss over stuff. But yeah, it's really easy to hit the mute button on your
Oh yeah.
Recording software.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a little visual joke for any of you our watchers, not our listeners.
Or yeah.
All right, boys. We have been going for a while, so I think it's time to wrap it up. But first, Fat Boy Corner.
Yep.
Skinny Boy Central.
Boy Central. Now, full transparency, I don't go to this one a lot, but I do enjoy it quite a bit. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes.
Go ahead, Adam.
I always get the bucket that's meant for 2 people. It's like the one that's supposed to be shared. I don't know what it's called. Because because I don't have the menu pulled up, but I just knew immediately in my heart that's what happens because we used to go down there in town like every week to speak to a counselor. I did. I'm not gonna throw my family under the bus. I did it, and it was by a KFC. So like, there's not a KFC near us, but the counselor was far away. So then there was always a KFC there, and I would always get that. I would always be like a bucket for two, and then they'd pull through, and then they'd get enough meals for people in the car, and then they'd be like, "Oh, I wonder who this bucket for two is," and I'd always be like, "Yeah, weird, right?" I don't know.
Okay.
Kind of like the same thing I do at Sheets.
Okay.
I get more than enough for a couple meals.
All right, Jeremy.
So I've not eaten at a KFC in a long time.
Okay.
Since I lived at my parents' house, like in the house still, before
shit.
I moved anywhere else. After
That's like
that,
6 years ago.
yeah. When I worked at when I was a manager at that store,
Okay.
that's right across from the KFC in town.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Adam, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
When I worked there, I would sometimes on my lunch breaks go to the KFC, and I used to get those like craving boxes things.
Yeah,
they
the
were
$5
like,
craving box.
and they weren't called that before. They were called something else, $5 fill-up box or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Something like that. Something different. And it would be like a drumstick and a thigh, and then the potato wedges and a biscuit or something like that, or a cookie. I would usually get one of those, you know, the crispy, not the non-crispy. They had like two different, not the original. I like the crispy one.
The
Moist
extra
and
crispy.
soggy and crispy.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what they end up being.
Right, yeah.
I would get that and just like a soda. Other than that, I haven't had KFC in forever.
Oof.
Yes, their mashed potatoes and gravy are absolutely awesome. But it's been a long time since I've had that, or like the mashed potato bowl thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
With the corn, they don't do that anymore, I don't think, or they
Yeah,
didn't for a long time, and they brought it back. Is that right?
That's
Yeah,
been a
dude.
sec.
They do now. I was just there like probably a month ago, and it was on there. So
Okay. Well, either way, I don't eat there often. What about
But-
you, Eddie?
for me, easy claps, popcorn chicken,
Yeah.
mashed potatoes. I actually kind of do that the cravings bowl, except the corn. I'm not a big fan of corn in my mashed potatoes. I don't know why, but I'm just not. I do that, and then if like I'm ordering for like say me and the boys, I will get the family back and double the chicken. So
There you go. That's what I do for myself. I'm kidding.
alrighty. Well, I want to thank everyone who has watched this far, and forgive any muted audios for how long it ever will be. Forgive any time we fucked up. So
Oh my eye. And thank you,
yeah.
Antonio and Angelina, for keeping up in the comments and letting us know what your meal times and opinions are in the episode. I appreciate you guys. You always support us. Love you.
all right. Well, have a good night, morning, evening,
Whatever.
whenever you're watching this. See you next time.
See you
Peace.
guys.